This show is part of the RetroZap.com podcast network.
This is what you can look forward to on episode 164 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Make sure you secure the airlock and prepare the escape pods. Your Highness, the transmission we received. What is it they've sent us?
Hope.
Hello, I am Ingvild Deila. I played Princess Leia in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and I am skywalking through Neverland.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Hello, Skywalkers.
Listen! Up to Neverland!
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse.
Wow! Oh,
You are skywalking through Neverland.
Hey, Skywalkers! We are recording this from Long Beach, California on April the 10th, 2017, and we're just here for a few more hours before we pack it up and leave for Orlando for Star Wars Celebration.
Woohoo!
I know we said we wouldn't have another regular episode out before Celebration in Orlando. Well, we did just release a classic Marvel Star Wars comics, which I hope you're all enjoying. But we couldn't hold back on this one until we got home. Plus, with all the downtime you'll have waiting in lines, this will give you something to listen to and talk endlessly with your new friends around you. Now, with that, let me introduce my sweetie wife, Sarah. Yay, Sarah. I'm just so happy right now.
Are you happy right now?
I'm very happy right now.
Oh my goodness, because we have been working on this for months now, an interview in the making for months, and now we have her to present Ingvild Deila. And she is Princess Leia's body double for Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Oh my goodness.
So much fun. She is like the happiest person I know, and I know a lot of happy people.
Oh, and she's just so lovely. Like, her voice is just beautiful, and I loved listening to her. I was like, I could listen to her read the phone book.
Now, many of you who bought the digital download of Rogue One or even the Blu-ray and devoured the special features, you may have seen Ingvild on the featurette, The Princess and the Governor, that took us behind the scenes in the creation of Princess Leia and Grand Moff Tarkin. So if you have or haven't, here's now a clip of Ingvild talking about the process of becoming Princess Leia.
It takes a lot of preparation to get into this character because everyone remembers Leia very well, so it needs to look exactly right. And so they spent a lot of time on my hair, obviously. They dyed it twice, and then they added some more extra hair here in the front because her hairline is a bit lower than mine, and also a big chunk of hair to make the buns. And then all these dots was put on right before we started shooting so that they can put Carrie Fisher's face on top of mine and transform me into her, which is a great honor.
And without further ado, let's talk with the Rogue One princess, Ingvild Deila, in her Star Wars podcast debut. One of the biggest surprises in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, was the very last scene where we get to see another original trilogy character, Princess Leia. The theater erupted in applause and then wondered, how did they do that?
They did that by having a body double stand in for the princess, and then ILM digitally placed in Carrie Fisher's face. Now, if you're wondering who that body double was, she is Norwegian actress Ingvild Deila.
Hey, Ingvild!
Hello.
Hey, we are so excited to have you on Skywalking Through Neverland, so thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we don't see your face in Rogue One, but we do see your face in Avengers Age of Ultron, where you played a character credited as World Hub Tech opposite Robert Downey Jr.
A hacker who's faster than Ultron? He could be anywhere. And as this is the center of everything, I'm just a guy looking for a needle in the world's biggest haystack.
How do you find it?
Yes.
Did that role get you the audition for Rogue One?
I'm not sure. I guess it didn't hurt to have been in one blockbuster film already, although it was a small part. But I think it was more down to me being the right sort of height and build that sort of got me through the first hurdle. I'm for some reason they picked me from all the auditions. I don't know exactly why, but I just tried to emulate her as best as I could and prepared well.
Oh.
Well, you must have been on Disney's radar that day on Avengers. They said, she looks a little bit like Princess Leia. Let's keep that in our mental Rolodexes.
Well, if that happened, I would have been very impressed because I never thought that we looked similar because I grew up with Star Wars and I'd seen her face countless times. Like she was one of my heroes, like with the big three, like I really loved them. And so, but it never occurred to me that we were the same height or that we had sort of the same features. Probably because she's a brunette and I'm blonde. So I don't know, but
yeah, I know as a woman, that has a lot to do with it, like the brunette blonde thing and all of that. I'm blonde as well, and I always emulated Princess Leia, but she had these beautiful brown eyes and beautiful brown hair, and I was like, I could never be like that. But so it sounds like, Ingvild, that you were a Star Wars fan before Rogue One. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it was... I grew up with it. I can't even remember the first time I saw it because I was so young. So I was probably so young that my older brother sort of had to say, okay, you need to go away now. You need to close your eyes now. And then, it's okay to come back. So, it was just always there. And I remember I was running around in like the schoolyard pretending to be Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber. Yeah, and my scout leader, he looked a bit like Han Solo. So, and I told him, and he wasn't really impressed, but I thought that was really cool that he looked a bit like Han Solo.
Aww.
That is awesome. Did you ever run around the playground as Princess Leia?
No, as Luke Skywalker for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I liked them all, but but I did dress up as Leia. I did for like costume parties and stuff as a kid. I remember I was Princess Leia on certain occasions, yeah.
Wow. Do you have any pictures of yourself as Princess Leia as a little girl?
Oh my gosh.
I guess my mom does. I could ask her.
Wow, if those surfaced on the internet, people would go crazy.
Oh, you know what? Can we get your mom's phone number?
Maybe I'll ask her if she's fine.
I would love to see those pictures. Now, before Princess Leia, what kind of roles did you do in films and television?
So, besides like those two sort of more known films, I've done a lot of independent films. So I played the lead in a feature film this summer, which will come out sometime soon, I think, in May, June, which was like, have you seen Gone Girl?
Yeah,
yes.
Oh, great film.
Sort of that sort of style, like sort of a thriller. You sort of don't know what's going on, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy kind of thing. I've done 2 comedy series. I really like comedy, and I'm part of a comedy improv troupe.
Oh, nice.
So, and a lot of short films and music videos. And then later this year, I'm doing a feature film with a Brazilian director. So, different stuff. But primarily before Rogue One and Avengers, it was mostly short films and music videos and series, TV series.
In Avengers, you had a Norwegian accent. Is that your real accent?
Well, I don't know what my real accent is because it just keeps on changing. So if I hang out with like Americans, I will sort of turn more American, and the same with Irish, same with British. I guess like British is sort of my sort of go-to accent because I've lived here for 4 years now. But if I were to go over to the States, I will probably again.
Well, you really are an actress. If you can adopt all those different accents.
Yeah, you're a chameleon.
Well, I try. Sometimes I wonder if people find me rude because I don't mean to copy them, but I just find it fascinating. Like accents are so wonderful, and I just want to try and see how far I can sort of make it believable. But, yeah.
You know, if you ever visit Los Angeles, your accent will change from street to street.
Really?
So many accents out here.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For any actress, you will love it. It's so much research and a good tax write-off.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Well, you know what? And you even sung in a TV show called Sweat. So can we look forward to hearing you sing in the future?
Well, I'm in a band, and we're recording our first album this year. We're almost finished, so we're going to release it this autumn. I mean, some songs are already out, but the whole album will be finished by hopefully September this year.
Oh wow! What's the band name?
I don't know if I want to say before it's all like ready.
Okay.
Can you tell us what kind of music it is?
Yeah, so it's sort of a strange mix because there's a bit of a like age difference between the different band members. So there's one, like, I don't know how old he is, but he's got different references than I do. And then there's sort of like people from in their 20s to their 50s in the band. So that, I think that is sort of why it's an interesting mix. So we have a bit of bluesy, jazzy tones, but then there's also 70s rock and also a bit sort of trip hoppy, like Portishead. So it's a bit all over the place sometimes. Or every song is quite different, but yeah, hopefully it will work.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of like me and Sarah here on Skywalking Through Neverland. I'm more from the vintage days, and she's more from the 1.5 generation, and it has a really nice mix because it makes us very well rounded out. Are you the singer? Do you play an instrument?
No, I only sing. I wish I could play an instrument. Yeah, I used to play the recorder when I was younger, but I feel like that doesn't count.
It counts.
I think we've all played the recorder at one time or another.
Yes.
And you were saying that you like to bounce back and forth between drama and comedy. Which one do you feel is your specialty? Which one do you really zero in on?
Ooh, I don't know if it's so much like to do with genre, but more the character, like the role. So I feel I'm comfortable both with comedy and drama. Yeah, I don't think I have a preference. I like to mix it up, I think. Yeah.
Do you have any acting inspirations?
I really like Natalie Portman. I think she's wonderful. Oh God, there's so many good ones. Tilda Swinton is really interesting. Very different from Natalie Portman, but also very just alluring and fascinating to watch on screen. Who else? There's there's a French one, Juliette Binoche.
Oh yeah.
I'd say she's one of my favorites. Any male? Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio, actually. I guess he's a sort of a classic, but I remember watching him in What's Eating Gilbert Grape when he was really, really young with Johnny Depp. Have you seen that film?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that like just stuck with me, like doing that role, like the way he did it. That's just amazing. Michael Fassbender is good, and Oscar Isaac I really like. There's so many good ones out there. And Scarlett Johansson, I think, is really amazing. Like, also one of her first roles, like The Horse Whisperer. That was just a stunning performance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, like Scarlett Johansson, you know, how she's taken on all these roles, like action roles. Is that something you would want to do? Like, take on more action?
Yeah, I mean, I did sort of one of my first sort of action sequences in a film, I think in December last year, and I'm going to do sort of a more thriller film, hopefully in the States sometime this year. And I love that challenge that comes with like choreographing a fight scene. I'm totally up for that, especially if it like bow and arrow, like a period piece or like a historic, and then bow and arrow and horses. I mean, that would be just the pinnacle. That would be the top.
So I could totally see you as Brave, as Merida from Brave.
Yeah, that would be a fun role.
All the actors you had mentioned are really heavy, dramatic types. Do you have any comedy influences?
Oh, the guy from The Office, the US version, what's his name?
Steve Carell?
Yes, Michael, Steve Carell. Yes, I really like him. And Chelsea Peretti, is that her name? She's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and she's also a stand-up comedian. She's great. And then, there's this TV series called Broad City with these two girls in New York, and I absolutely love them. I think they're great. So I really love like the comedy that they do. I think it's great.
Okay,
nice.
So you're more into the realistic, natural comedy.
Yeah, sort of, and also like Parks and Recreation. Like, what's her name?
Leslie Knope.
Yeah, Leslie knows.
Okay. Beginning to understand your background now.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to see you in a comedy role. My goodness.
Very candid on the spot. That's funny. Let's talk now a little bit about Princess Leia. And I'm very eager to hear what the audition process was like. Did they give you the buns when you auditioned?
Yes, they did. They put me in the white dress, not like this was sort of just a sort of cheap version of the dress. So yeah, just a simple sort of white dress, and then they put the buns on like a wig. Yeah, and then when I did the audition, there was someone auditioning for Vader as well. So that really sort of put me in the right headspace. Already just meeting him and being in the dress was really helpful. So I was very glad that they did that and went to such lengths to for that sort of auditioning, sort of the final stage of the auditioning process. And before that, it was a self-tape. So I did a 3-minute video, and they didn't give you any sort of specifics. They just wanted, I guess, to get to know the people auditioning. So they just said, talk about anything you want for 3 minutes, and I did that. And at that point, I didn't know it was Star Wars or anything, so I had no clue what to talk about. But yeah.
Oh wow! You didn't even know it was for Star Wars?
No, yeah, that wasn't until sort of the final stage where I got the 2 scenes when Leia meets Vader for the first time, and then the hologram monologue. Then I realized what I was auditioning for.
Wow! So I think it's safe to say if you're an actor today and you get a call for a random part that you don't know what it's about, I think you should just audition for everything that's random and you don't know what it's for, because it could be Star Wars at this point.
Exactly, yeah. It's always worth a shot.
Besides that, we'll say, this is not Star Wars.
Oh!
That'll really throw you off. When you went into that final audition and they said, hey, put on this wig with the buns and put on this iconic white dress, that's when it all clicked? It's like, wait a minute. I have a sneaky suspicion.
Yeah. No, yeah, I did realize when they sent the sides, then it became apparent. Otherwise, I probably would have been too shocked if they managed to keep it a secret up until the actual audition. Then, yeah, that would have been too much to handle.
Did you go back to Carrie Fisher's scene, or did you have your whole new approach to that?
No, it was all about emulating her, copying her. So I spent an entire weekend just studying those scenes, like in minute detail. Everything, like anything I could pick up, I would, just sort of being a sponge. And I also watched all the original Star Wars films on loop. So I did nothing but sort of just immerse myself in this world, and also just getting to know Leia and getting to know Carrie Fisher, watching all the interviews I could find on YouTube of her in the 80s and the 70s and 80s. And yeah, so it was sort of on the verge of going mad, I guess. But it was, I felt that was the only way. I just had to sort of go, full on.
Boy, immersing yourself in Star Wars, that's like a Tuesday for us.
Yeah, and if I were to go mad, it would be going mad in a good way. I mean, if you were to swap this world for another one, Star Wars is not a bad choice.
Definitely. You know what? Is there anything in watching Carrie Fisher, is there anything you picked up, in her face or anything in her mannerisms that really struck you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Not that I can remember. It was sort of just the sum of her that sort of stuck with me. And I guess when you really study someone's face and facial expressions, it just becomes apparent how many details there are, the micro expressions that you do every day. And I realized that we all have those little traits, but I can't really remember any of hers. Sorry, that would have been interesting if I could say I picked up something special, but no, it was just being a parrot, becoming a really good parrot and copying her.
So in your big scene in Rogue One, did that acting choice come from a particular scene in Star Wars from Carrie?
No, for being on set and shooting the scene, I was just focusing more on what it would be like to be in that situation. So then I guess I went more sort of Stanislavski or method about it. And because it's also a very brief moment, but I felt it was more important to just focus on what would anyone do in this situation rather than thinking back to what I've seen of Carrie Fisher or Princess Leia. That was sort of just already part of me, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it was so ingrained that it was all a muscle memory at that point.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that was what I was aiming for.
You know what? When we saw Princess Leia up there, I'm thinking that's exactly how Princess Leia would have taken over those plans.
Very calmly.
Yeah, she knows how to keep her cool in dangerous situations.
What was that first day like on the set of Rogue One?
It was amazing. I mean, it was probably one of the happiest days of my life because I do love Star Wars very much, and just playing her or like being in her shoes that day and meeting everyone on set, and yeah, I was just super excited.
Did everyone want to get like a picture with you or anything like that?
There were some photo ops happening, yeah.
How many days did you shoot?
Well, the actual shoot day was just one day because it's not a very big scene, but there were a lot of like comings and goings, like back and forth to the set because of costume and hair. That took a long time. I can't remember how many days, but yeah. And also they had to dye my hair because I'm, as you know, naturally blonde, and it had to be the same color as her and as her hair. So yeah, that took a while. And also, of course, all the CGI in LA and San Francisco earlier that year.
Did you have any involvement in the CGI? Like, did they take measurements of your face at all or anything like that?
Yeah, they flew me over to San Francisco and California to Industrial Light and Magic. They scanned my face like by taking tons of photos of me from all angles. So they sort of did a digital copy of me, and then I guess they sort of blended, I'm not sure, but I guess they blended my face with her face. So whenever there was a mismatch, they would put Carrie Fisher's features on top of mine, I guess.
Oh.
And that's why you needed all those dots all over your face so they could map out Carrie's face on top of yours.
Yes, exactly. I think, that's how it goes.
When did you shoot your big Rogue One scene?
That was in December in at Pinewood. December 2015. Yeah. Long time ago.
Oh, okay. I would have thought they would have shot that like a week before the film came out just to keep that a secret.
So yeah. You had to keep it a secret a long time. How long did you have to keep quiet?
I think for about a year and a half.
Wow. Oh, okay. I guess they needed all those tests to get it just right.
Right.
So they couldn't just wing it in a week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I think it took quite a long time to get it right in post, like with the VFX and yeah.
Right. Did you wear the actual Leia costume from A New Hope in your scene?
No, they made like a tailored, like a new one. Yeah, so everything was new, but they were very detailed and really tried to make it exactly the same by studying the old like pictures and yeah. So they did a marvelous job, I think.
What was it like putting on that costume?
Quite surreal. I mean, yeah, I just felt very, very honored and happy.
Oh.
Now, the day that you went in and shot, did you say to him, you know what worked much better is the Slave Leia bikini costume. Let's go with that.
Oh my! I'm so glad that they didn't go for that one. I'm sure. I mean, I can't really imagine that happening today. It was more of a 70s, 80s thing. But yeah.
Definitely.
I'd say just for the fun of it, walk out of your trailer with the robe on and take off the robe as you're walking onto your mark and say, "Oh, what? Is this the wrong costume? I'm sorry."
Oh yeah, we're doing this scene. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought we were the Jabba the Hutt scene. Oh, sorry.
My bad. Back in five.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Let's zoom ahead to when Rogue One comes out in the theater. Now, when you watched it for the first time, what was your experience like?
I was so into the film. Like my heart was racing, and I mean the ending is so intense. I wasn't really thinking that much about my part in it. I was just so drawn into the film. I mean, of course, I was really excited to see the scene, and I knew it was going to be the last one, so it wasn't a surprise in that way. But I was just really blown away by the ending. Yeah.
Oh.
I recall when we saw Rogue One and after Darth Vader's big massacre scene, we thought there's no way they can top this. Let's roll credits and leave because there's nothing more they can do. And wait a minute, what is this? Now we're on the blockade runner, and who's this princess in the white gown? Turn around, and bam, not a dry eye in the house.
Oh yeah, it's really powerful.
What did you think of the final Princess Leia shot?
Yeah, I think it looks great. Hats off to the guys at ILM. They've done a marvelous job again. I don't know how they do it, but it's movie magic for sure.
Now, I don't know about you, but if it were me, I would have stood up in the theater and said, "That's me, everyone. That's me. That's me."
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, I'm just if I ever get the chance to play Princess Leia and they mask over Carrie Fisher's face, I will be doing that just to let everyone know.
Definitely you should.
I'll say, Ingvild told me to do this. I got the okay.
Yeah. Blame it on me. I'm fine with that.
Oh, good. He will. Don't worry.
Did you ever get the chance to meet or talk to Carrie Fisher?
Unfortunately, no. There was a point where we might have met at this party and people were saying, oh yeah, she might come later, but she didn't. So that was, looking back now, I'm very sad that we didn't get to meet.
Oh, how sad.
But you must have been very happy to hear that Carrie Fisher herself, after seeing Rogue One, approved of that shot.
Oh, yes. That was a huge relief. I was really devastated when she passed away, and also beforehand, before all of that happened and before the film came out, I wasn't sure whether how much involved she was in the process. So I was always a bit weary and worried about that. But when I think I read somewhere an article saying that she actually really enjoyed the scene, and that was a huge burden off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
For me, that would have been better than winning an Oscar. Getting a thumbs up by Carrie Fisher?
Yeah.
Where else do you go from there?
True.
Now, it's just been revealed that General Leia will appear in Episode 9. Can you hint at any possible involvement in being her body double?
Well, I don't know anything about it, so I don't think I will have an involvement as far as I know. And I guess if they were to get a body double, they would probably get someone older because they need that sort of, in every stage of life, your body will sort of be a bit different. So, yeah, I don't think they would choose someone for me, like me for the role.
Right. You're probably right on that one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, let's keep it in the Star Wars family.
Okay.
Now, are you saying that with a wink, wink?
No, I honestly don't know. They haven't talked to me about it yet. If they have any plans, but yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, you know what? This week at Star Wars Celebration Orlando, we'll be meeting a lot of the Disney Lucasfilm bigwigs, so we'll put in a good word for you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you know what? Speaking of being in the Star Wars family, Star Wars universe, who would you want to play next in the Star Wars universe if you could pick?
Oh wow. I don't really know. I mean, having played Princess Leia, that's pretty full on itself. What more can you ask for?
Well, then again, you have had aspirations to play Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. No, I honestly don't know. Is there any role you think I would be good in?
Well, since you like dry comedy, the Han Solo film is coming to mind, something in there. But that would be cool if you could be like an alien in the Han Solo film.
That would be fun.
Yeah, because you know what happened from there? You get your own spin-off series, your own action figures, your own merchandise, convention appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Richard?
What about me? I think I could see Ingvild as a very peaceful Jedi. Oh. Kind of like the Bendu in Star Wars Rebels, where you don't have to do all that much, but there's so much power coming from you.
Yeah, like sort of a sage, like a warrior monk kind of thing.
Yeah, very, very much so.
You're kind of reminding me of Tilda Swinton in the Doctor Strange, like her.
Oh yeah, great film. Yeah, I loved her role in that film. It was amazing.
Yeah, I could definitely see you doing something like that.
I'd be up for that.
All right, Lucasfilm, hear that?
All right, step up. It's your move. Now, is there anything that you've never been asked in an interview that you'd like to reveal here?
No, not, not that I can think of.
Well, what's your do you have any Star Wars collectibles? And if so, what's your favorite?
I don't really have any merchandise or like stuff or like, I don't really have many things in general, like just like furniture.
You have Star Wars furniture?
No, I just there's not much in my flat in terms of like objects, like so. But I do have a Star Wars T-shirt there.
I was just gonna say, clothing counts as merchandise.
Yes, yeah. No, I do have a Star Wars T-shirt, which I really like, sort of a vintage one, a grey one. But I was thinking the other day, maybe I should just get some more. Like, I'm sure, like, because now I'm going to start going to Comic-Cons, and I'm sure I can find lots of, like, really nice merchandise there. So, yeah, maybe I'll pick up a few. Oh, I did have some notebooks, like, really nice Star Wars notebooks. Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Well, that's good. It's good to keep things simple, I think, because you can get overzealous in your collecting.
Yeah, each to their own, I guess.
Yes.
Do you have plans for a Comic-Con in the future or any convention appearances?
Yeah. So I'm going to do quite a few this year. I don't think I'm at liberty to say which ones yet, but they will announce me in due course. Yes.
Oh, great. Well, that's exciting. Will they be in the U.S.?
Yeah, they will be in many places around the world.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, great.
Boy, just get ready. Just get ready. That's, if I could offer you any advice, it's get ready. Star Wars fans, they're the most loved people in the world, and they will just love you and just shower so much affection on you, but they're very hardcore. They will be asking you some in-depth questions.
Yes.
I know. Oh God, yes, yeah. Because I mean, I love Star Wars, but they will probably win every time in terms of like just detailed knowledge. That's for sure. But I'm sure we'll get along anyways, or hopefully we will.
What's the most obscure question you've been asked by a fan so far?
Oh, I don't know. I can't think of any obscure questions that come to mind. No, not yet. I mean, by the end of the year, I'm sure I could answer that question very well.
Well, while doing research with all your past interviews, I think the most obscure question I've seen is, so what's the most obscure question you've ever been asked?
Yes, so far that holds the number one.
Nice. Well, we can look forward to, I guess, your band coming up, and you said you have a couple feature films coming out. Can you reveal the names of any of these films that are coming out so that we can be sure to look for them?
Sure. So the one that I did last year, it's probably coming out in May, June, and it's called Hippopotamus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the other one that will be filmed later this year or early next year, it's called Escape from Brazil, I think is the working title, by a Brazilian director. And then there's another one which is sort of like a dystopian apocalyptic film, but sort of on the cusp of a cataclysmic event. So it's more about the drama, like how it affects normal people. And that's called Hills. So yeah, those are 3 to look out for, I guess.
Okay, great. Well, we will definitely be looking out for that.
Ingvild, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day and talking to us all about your career, about Princess Leia, about Rogue One, about Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It was lovely talking to you, and yeah, hopefully see you live sometime soon.
That wraps up this episode of Skywalking Through Neverland. See now, aren't you glad we didn't hold that one back? We want to thank Ingvild Deila for joining us on this very special Skywalking Through Neverland. And hey, Skywalkers, we'll see you in just a little bit.
Yep, whether it be on Periscope or live or in person. And we are so excited about Star Wars Celebration Orlando. All right, well, if you want to follow us, we are at Skywalking Pod almost everywhere. And you can also join our Facebook group. where you can search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland group, and you can request to join, and then find us somewhere else on social media and say, hey, my name is blank. I just listened to your Princess Leia episode. It was awesome, and I would like to join your Facebook group.
All right, with that, we have lots still to do to get ready for our podcast stage show this Saturday night, April 15th at 7:30 p.m.
Woo!
Hope you can be there because it's gonna be a production. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And just follow us on Twitter for all the places we will be during Star Wars Celebration if you would like to join us. And we will have swag. We will have swag.
And lots of it. And prizes.
And prizes. So Skywalkers, thank you so much for joining us. And always remember,
don't forget to pick us up at the airport. And
Neverland on Alderaan. Some imagination, huh?
To our Skywalkers and Tweetwalkers, thanks for listening. Skywalking Through Neverland is created and produced by Richard and Sarah Woloski. Original music by Rob Dellinger. Creative consultant Mark Augushowitz. Technical advisor Peter Heitman. Facebook administrators Donald Wicks, Joey Pittman, and Norma Heitman.
Skywalking Through Neverland is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Any sounds, music, and clips played during this podcast are the property of their copyright holders. All original content is property of Skywalking Through Neverland, all rights reserved. Sorry, had to be said.